Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting our descent shortly. Please fasten your seatbelts. Flight attendants, prepare to cabin for landing.
The thing with the US is it's a country built on innovation and creating products. It's such an ingrained thing in their culture. And in healthcare, it's a place where health tech innovation has a possibility to be accepted and grown much faster than many other places. When we're pitching Pletly in the US, they are very interested in learning more, very interested in figuring out how it could work for them and the people they are taking care of. I've spoken with people, and even though they might not see a fit for Pletly initially, they are bringing the laptop, sending 2, 3 emails to people they know, and giving me warm introductions immediately. They see opportunities and they don't constrain themselves thinking small. They are fully on board with thinking big, aligned with our go big or go home mentality. And when they commit. Rarely am I met as somebody who is thinking that I'm a big dreamer. On the contrary, it's like we should think even bigger. It just makes sense to start there.
We are just thrilled that the technology sector is paying attention to this high need group because this is a group that really needs resources and needs innovative solutions to be able to improve their quality of life. A few years ago, Bancroft launched a 5-year strategic plan. And at that time, what we recognized is that this field, it was going to need innovation. So we have recognized, we're in the human services field. We're not necessarily tech folks, but we recognize there were opportunities for us to leverage new technologies to make our processes more efficient, to help those that we were serving, to connect people. So when we met with Pletly, it was really valuable for us because they started thinking very differently about how people could connect utilizing the Pletly app.
Since my stroke, due to my short-term memory issues and complete lack of ability to recall information, managing my kids' complicated medical needs has been an absolute nightmare and has put a huge load on my wife as she's trying to navigate what is a siloed medical system basically by herself. But since we started using Pletly, life has got a lot easier. For example, recently I was able to take my son to a doctor by myself for the first time in 6 years since I got injured. I pulled out my phone that had Pletly on it, which is the one thing I never forget where I put, was able to tell the doctor what had been going on in the last 48 hours, what action we took. He then told us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what medications to take. I recorded it all in Pletly. And then when I got home, I was able to communicate exactly to my wife what was discussed, what was said, what we should be doing. So she was right up to date. She didn't have to attend yet another medical appointment. And I felt like I was actually contributing and being useful on the parental front for the first time in quite a while, which made me feel really good that I could contribute again. The Pletly Pal app has been absolutely brilliant for us because we're able to enter information. And then when we have to tell the same story over and over again to a school teacher, to a medical professional, or to a doctor in an emergency department at 2 a.m. when we're all sleep deprived, we don't actually have to think and recall that information. We can just open the app and it's all there. So it means we are actually telling the same information to the people that need it.
Pletly Pal is not just an app. For us, it's become an information hub. It offers features like direct and group messaging between caregivers, social feeds, and a community section where caregivers, even those who aren't directly connected, can share information and support each other. However, the feature that my family uses most is the information library. On the About Me tab, we've completed a high-level overview of my son's challenges, so carers can get up to speed at a glance. Under Critical, we've mentioned the specific key things associated with his disability. In Preferences, we've provided information that allows any new caregiver to quickly build rapport, reducing the time for new people to be able to help him. And under Challenges, we list any behavioural issues that carers should look out for, even those that may not be immediately obvious. On the Information tab, we've created spaces for examples of his symptoms, his medication requirements, which is critical for me, strategies for symptom management, and a place to record any advice or notes from any appointments that we attend. A quick look under symptoms, we have places for specific signs and a log of incidents, which is helpful to relay to medical professionals during appointments. If we now jump into the log, we can see we've added some data and sometimes images. We use this to record when my son's school has advised us that he's attended sickbay, for example. Here's just another example of the detail that we keep under appointments. Another way we use the library is under symptom management. We get many handouts from occupational therapists and other professionals that get lost in email inboxes or end up as a pile on the kitchen bench. We've taken the time to upload them to Pletly, so we now always know where they are, and we can give them to other caregivers. And this helps as it means that we always use the same language with my son when discussing his symptoms and how to manage them.
One of the real benefits of Pletly Pal is its versatility, because this is how we use it in our family, but there are other families out there that are using it in completely different ways because they have unique requirements based on their specific situations.
My 17-year-old has a rare genetic disorder called Phelan-McDermid syndrome, and because of that, he has an intellectual disability and he is somewhat medically fragile. I have been using the Pletly app for a little over a year. We use this to communicate with Lou's team. So he has a team of registered behavior technicians that help him make it through the day. And the Pletly app offers him a little bit more independence. So I can set a goal for him that day and say, I'd like for Lou to put all of his laundry up today. That's our goal for the day. And the team can work with him and prompt him and make sure that that goal gets accomplished without me having to be there, to do every step or remind him of every single thing that he needs to do. So he gets to break away from mom a little bit, which is really nice.
It's a roller coaster, that's for sure. A lot of highs and have a lot of lows. Starting to get some really good feedback from families using Pletly, defining it as life-changing using our application. That is the kind of feedback that drives a founder when you are tired and you're laying on the couch. It's 10 p.m. and you get that kind of email from a mother. It's a journey in terms of mental health, I think. It's not easy always to focus on self-care when you're a founder of something that is so important for you. Being away from the family is one thing, but I think the thing that's hitting the family more is my unavailability while I'm here. And I think the biggest impact on that is for my children, maybe especially our youngest one. She has expressed previously that she finds it hard. Being a founder, an owner and the CEO of the company, other people might think that you don't answer to nobody, but you do. You're answering to your teammates, people who are spending their volunteer time. You're answering to investors. You're answering to the board. But maybe most of all, you're answering to the families and care recipients that we're trying to help. And if we are to fail, what is troubling me sometimes is I've given people that are often let down. My fear is becoming one of them who was giving them empty promises. And I think that is pushing me right on the border where it's not healthy sometimes.
What I like about the team is that they're so naturally enthusiastic and willing to listen to what we need and develop solutions linked to our needs. I'll give you an example. One of the things we've really struggled with is we'd love to be able to post pictures, but there are some people who haven't given photo consent. And so Pletly Guy said we could utilize AI to blur out the faces and just still be able to post a picture so that families can see what's going on. And we're like, this is a great solution because we want families to be able to see. So it's being willing to address the problems that we have and find solutions that make the lives of our DSPs and our staff and our families much better.
So Pletly has just been a real lifesaver for us. I have recommended to everybody I can think of. I really think that it's one of the best care apps out there because it really does come from the perspective of what would be the most helpful, but also with the new feature of being able to lock it so that the child themselves can't edit it or, is nice because they can still go through and see everything that they have done. So it's been really great for Lou to be able to just scroll back through those pictures and see those memories and see all his success. So I can't thank the developers of Pletly enough. I'm excited to see where everything goes from this point and just hope that we can continue being part of the Pletly family.
It's been a remarkable reception of Pletly in the US. The community clearly recognizes the neurodiversity and IDD as a significant underserved areas in assistive technology. And they really embraced our unique approach that we have in Pletly that focuses on the abilities rather than the deficits, and a perspective that can resonate deeply, as we have observed in the healthcare and disability support sectors. Having boots on the ground, as they say, has really helped us build a strong, trustworthy relationship and a local community of ambassadors in a relatively short time. We have been utilizing our networks here in the US in general, and the network I have and others have built up here in the Northeast and Philadelphia area specifically. And it's just remarkable how supportive people have been to help us connect with providers, with caregivers, with families. And one of the opportunities that we have uncovered is that we have been able to get into the so-called memory care sector. We have a new opportunity with New Cortland. We just signed an agreement with them. They are a senior service provider in Philadelphia. New Cortland immediately saw the value in Pletly solutions, especially in improving communication and care for their residents. They face tremendous challenges in communicating the unique needs of each of their residents. And Pletly provides a simple system for relatives to stay informed and engaged. Last year, we had a successful event that we called Empowering Caregivers Through Technology and Innovation here in Philadelphia. And almost on a whim, with a very short lead time, we were able to garner about 50 participants, representatives of local families, advocates, universities, and also local officials to really address the problem around the underserved communities with special needs. Due to this success, we're inspired to go even bigger this year. So we are kicking off something like they call Empathy Tech. And Empathy Tech is a transatlantic conference series that kicks off in Oslo in June, and it continues in Philadelphia in October this year. This event is an ideal venue to explore how we can shape the future of the care sector through technology. It is also a rare chance to engage with innovators and movers who are on the forefront of technology progress. And we are seeking out like-minded partners and individuals that can really help move the needle and help push this forward.
Regardless of where they're based, the Pletly team is starting to have an impact. Because if their work resonates not only with Scandinavians, but also with people in the US, and even here in Australia, they're addressing a global issue that crosses cultures. And as the Pletly story continues to unfold, the opportunity to leverage new technologies to connect with global communities, foster partnerships, and create real, meaningful change for those who need it most has never been better.